Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. How you guys doing? Welcome back, and we're here to talk about Salernitana versus Inter, previewing tomorrow's match in the Serie A, down in south of Italy, away in Salerno. Should be another routine win, to be honest. Should be another routine win. But first, I do want to talk about the team that we are playing, Salernitana, because they are in a really interesting situation. But of course, first of all, let me give a shout out to whoever is in the house first. People that come on time, always deserve a shout out. The game man's in the house, says namaste, what's up? Or namaste, Mr. Game Mans. We got Mifa in the house, new subscriber. Nice. Welcome to the channel. Yes, you found the right channel, mate. We are the right channel for you. And yeah, thank you. How did you find me, actually, by the way? Let me know how you found my channel. White Suburban Kid, you still gotta change your name, mate. You still gotta change your name. Eduardo, what's up, brother? Thank you very much for joining the channel membership. Thank you. Your support is very much appreciated. And yeah, your first donation has gone to the Pupi Fondazione. And yeah, this month I'm doubling anyone that joins the channel membership this month. I'm doubling the £3 that is. I'm doubling it to £6. But yeah, thank you very much, Eduardo. And of course, always regular Mr. Tommy, Nigerian Inter fan, who was firing shots at me in the last Lautaro video as well. What's up, bro? Liam Mackey in the house. What's up, Britain? Come on, England. 3 Lions in the house. King Darian in the house. The Caribbeans in the house. Jake in the house as well. What's up? You found me on the interface group. Yeah, I do try to post up. I try to post up on that Facebook group. Should be try to be more active on there, but I don't really use Facebook much. It's yeah, I'm a Twitter and Instagram guy. Facebook is literally, yeah, just to reply to some instant messages or yeah, post some of my stuff on the groups, and that's it. My Smiley in the house, my guy. What's up? Yeah, that's exactly Eduardo. I want to talk about the troubles of the ownership for Salernitana, because it's so funny and it's such an Italian thing. Like I mean, I'm sure you'll find it in other leagues in the world, but not so-called top leagues. Like this is why we call it the Serie A. So Salernitana, they were owned by Claudio Lotito. Lotito is the same guy that owns Lazio, so he owned Salernitana and Lazio. And last season, Salernitana, and it wasn't planned because he doesn't really invest much in Salernitana. They're kind of his throwaway team. But they've got this kind of surprise promotion to the Serie A, which is against all his plans, because you're not allowed to have the same owner can't have 2 teams in the same league, which is quite rightly so. So what happened is that the FIGC, the head of Italian football said, you have to sell Salernitana. You can't take part in Serie A until you sell the club. It got to the last stages, that like it got to end of July, August, before the Serie A started to kick off, and there was no buyers. There was nothing on the table, and in the end, the Lotito sold it or passed Salernitana onto a trust fund, which is still he's part of, but it's technically not under his ownership. It's been run by other people technically. However, yeah, so the Serie A just kind of let it slip. It's like, oh, okay, right, we'll let you take part as long as you find new owners within the season. And now the new deadline was supposed to be by the end of this year. I think by the end of December, I believe, or is it the end of January? They need to find proper, not on the trust fund, or just like transfer the name somewhere else. They need to find someone else to buy Salernitana. And according to Salernitana, the people that run it, they said there hasn't been no acceptable offer for the club. So really and truly, they should be excluded. Like if they don't find a buyer, which it looks like, no one. If we're on the 16th of December, if they've got a deadline by the end of this month, they're not the greatest club in the world. So I'm not sure they're not going to cost like hundreds and hundreds of million. But you can't just find someone that's going to spend 50, 60 million on the club just out of the blue. So they could possibly be excluded. So everyone that's played Salernitana until now, what's going to happen if they get excluded is that you just get 3 points taken away. So every single team, I believe, that's beaten Salernitana will have 3 points taken away, or if you've drawn, I think you get 1 point taken away. I thought it would be the other way around. I thought everyone just gets 3 points. I thought that would have been the fairer thing. If your team has to, withdraw from the league, that everyone else should benefit from it. But yeah, in the end, but now today they had a vote. They had a round table meeting of all the Serie A directors and presidents apparently, and 19 of them with Lotito himself couldn't vote because so I guess no, yeah, so 18 of them, I guess, so 18 people voted because Lotito himself can't vote and Salernitana themselves can't vote, but voted for the Salernitana to be given until the end of the season, at least to find a buyer. But that means that looks like they're going to get relegated anyway, so that means they go down to Serie B and then nothing needs to happen. So yeah, this is just Serie A. Like, it's just where else does this happen? Like, I'm sure other lower leagues, I'm sure this kind of stuff happens, but this is supposed to be a top league, and it's just amateurish that this was allowed to happen. And the fact that a team that's got a decent fan base, they're not massive team, but they're in the south of Italy, southern Italian teams have very passionate fan bases, and the fact that they can't even find a buyer just shows the state of Serie A. If this was in England, people would be lining up for let's say Norwich would in this situation, or someone like Watford was in this situation, they would be absolutely lining up to buy the club. But here in Italy, they probably, I haven't actually looked into it, but I'm guessing they don't own the stadium like 90% of Italian clubs do. So there's just not an attractive proposition for anyone to invest in, and I can't blame them. But as Serie A fans, it's disappointing and it's quite frustrating. It's funny, obviously, as I said, but it's frustrating that things just don't seem to be changing. We're in 2021, we're coming into 2022, and nothing's changed since I've been watching Serie A as a kid. But it is what it is. It's also one of the reasons why we love this funny ass ghetto league, because things like this happen. Exactly, Mark. It was wild that they were even allowed to be promoted. I guess in the end it was like it was too, they left it too short between finding potentially another team to promote them, because they would have been moaning that we have another time to get ready transfer market wise to get ready for the Serie A. But yeah, they shouldn't have been promoted, and they should have been given much stricter deadlines. And yeah, even if it's not acceptable offers, it should just be sold, man. Like, that's just unacceptable. Well, we'll see what happens. So at the same time, it does seem like this game could have almost be pointless at one point. Like, if Salernitana are going to be forced to be relegated, and everyone's going to be get 3 points taken away, it almost feels like this game shouldn't even have to be played. But in the end, it looks like they'll stay, so it is worth playing and getting those 3 points on the table. And yes, of course, the main guy to watch out on their team, Frank Ribery, still going. What a legendary player, one of my favorites of the modern era. Still great technical baller, still able to create things out of nothing. But I think he has no goals this season yet, and but it's not his fault. Like, the team is just awful around him. The only other guy of note is Simi, as we remember from Crotone last season. A few Inter fans actually wanted Simi at Inter, and even I was saying, even if you get this guy for, because we were constantly looking for that Lukaku backup, and they're talking about this guy being available for 3 or 4 million, and we were, they're talking about how broke we were. It was an okay option, but you can see the guy probably just, he's not made for the bigger teams. But again, I can't really blame him. It's an awful team. The Salernitana team is one of the worst teams that I've seen in my time watching Serie A. Like, honestly, so bad. It's a Serie B team, apart from like Simi and Ribery. Like a Polista Cineva, another 3 points needed. Yeah, they say, Max, as I said, it could have been, you could say this is an easy 3 points, but at the end of the day, you still need to go out on the pitch and make, show that you're the much superior team, and just trounce them, completely dominate them, continue what we've been doing, continue playing limoncello ball, continue playing this beautiful attacking football. Doesn't matter who's playing in front of you. Not taking any foot off the gas, continuing to put pressure on the other teams. Many games postponed in the Premier League, a lot of days happening in Serie A, yet, and I am worried. The COVID, and I was expecting this. It's winter time. This is kind of the season where kind of more diseases and illnesses fly around. So I was expecting another spike in cases in the winter. So yeah, I'm um, I'm concerned that this might happen in Serie A as well. And we've seen that the Italian government in general has been more heavy-handed with their regulations and stadium attendance and stuff. So I hope it doesn't affect it too much, because Inter, especially, we're finally, our finances are finally recovering now from people not turning up to the stadium. So we do need the crowds to be continuing, but in general, just for the atmosphere of football and continuing to live our normal good lives, we hope that it doesn't get bad again, the situation. But yeah, Leicester here, actually, yeah, today was supposed to be Leicester. Was it today or tomorrow? Yeah, Leicester Tottenham was supposed to be played, and it's got delayed. It was going to be here at the King Power, which is only 10 minutes away from me. One is the Winter Scudetto. Will be decided what match day. The Winter Scudetto is basically on the last match day of the first round of Serie A. So it will be, I think we played Torino for our last match, but I don't know actually who is. So it will be, for us, is the 22nd of December. So I'm guessing around that time. So whoever, just before the winter break, actually, no, wait, it's the 18th game, isn't it? The 18th game of the Serie A. So I don't know if the Torino is our 18th game. Oh no, actually, this might be the 18th game. We've played. Oh, sorry, no, 19. Sorry, 19. What am I saying? My maths all off. 19 games. So yeah, it will be the Torino match. So it will be this one, and then Torino, and that will be the win to Scudetto decider. That's how it's decided. So it's the first round of Serie A finishes. Serie A is the funniest league in the world. I don't know how people don't like Serie A. Yeah, exactly, bro. Is like, if you want drama on the pitch as well, because now Serie A has become very entertaining on the pitch. Like before, obviously, it was kind of a quiet taste, but now it's definitely the most entertaining league on the pitch. But off the pitch, crazy presidents like Ferrero, the Sampdoria president who just got arrested a couple of weeks back, in general, has always been very interesting characters, being presidents and directors of Italian teams, the fan bases, the storylines. It's just a great league to follow. I don't know why, yeah, people don't like Serie A, but it's because it's not marketed correctly. If it was, then it definitely could be right at the top. Eduardo thinking about rotation more. Yeah, I was surprised actually, and I don't know, because I check. Sky Sports Italy is the place I go to for the predictive formations. They still have the formation below, and I've actually put Dzeko instead of Lautaro, because I feel like Dzeko fully rested in 90 minutes last time, and I feel like this time around it could be Lautaro's turn to rotate. But I think definitely that Alexis is definitely going to be starting this time again. I think Tuku Correa is out till the next year, till 2022 now, till January. So there's no creative attacker anymore. So he's there, and he's obviously well rested. He's been injured for a while, so he needs playing time if you want to get him ready. By the time we get to end of January, February, we need as many options available and match fit. Being fit and being match fit is two different things. So getting Sanchez more minutes as possible without getting him injured is really important. So he gets into that match fitness again, that match rhythm. So if we, by the time we play, with a busy fixture of Lazio, Atalanta, Juventus in the Super Cup, and then we got Napoli, Liverpool, those busy ass fixtures, that we can throw in Sanchez from the beginning in one of those matches or a few of those matches and be confident that he's going to do a good job. Then hopefully recover Correa by then as well, and then hopefully Lautaro and Dzeko stay fit. And then I think this is the type of match that I would try to risk Sensi, because if he does get injured in this match, you're not losing out too much. You can probably gift. I mean, it's never good to gift the half to any team, but out of all teams in the league, this is the team where you can say that you can take a risk in the starting 11. And once again, it's important to start getting some of these rotational guys more match fit, because when we have this busy, very difficult schedule coming up, it's good that it will put us in a good position that we were able to just chuck these guys in and be ready for whatever match that we find. Mifa says, I'm thinking we will win this game 3-0, but would like to see Mr. Simone Inzaghi rotate the squad a little bit, let Alexis start again, and DiMarco for Perisic. D'Ambrosio also thrives in this game. I agree, bro. I would rest Skriniar for D'Ambrosio. I would let De Vrij continue playing as he's coming back from injury. And yeah, I would definitely throw in DiMarco for either Perisic. I think, yeah, Perisic deserves a rest. Play Bastoni. I don't know if Kolarov's recovered yet, but this is one of those matches that even in the second half, if we're winning 2-0 or something, I'll throw in Kolarov. Because the next match we have is Torino, which is Wednesday, so it's not too close up. So Friday to Wednesday is a good turnaround to still play the same people. But I feel like this is a good time to rotate if possible. However, our brother Game Man disagrees. He says no point rotating. There's a 2-week Christmas break. That's true as well. That's true. You just get every last bit out of these of the guys. Barella, Hakan, Brozovic, all these guys get the last bit out of them, and then send them off on their Christmas break and let them enjoy with their families for those couple of weeks, and then once again we go again as soon as they come back. So I also agree, but I'm saying that I think the Torino match could definitely go out with them. I'm saying in this one maybe you can start to rotate a little bit. You're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose against Salernitana if you rotate a little bit in this one, surely. Oh yeah, speaking of Sanchez, actually, thank you for bringing it up, Eduardo. If you have not read, there's been this rumor going around from Sport, the newspaper in Spain, saying Inter and Barcelona have agreed in principle a deal for Alexis Sanchez going to Barca, and Luke De Jong, the Dutch lamppost, coming to Inter. And all I can say is absolute BS. Absolute BS. Like, how does that even make sense? Like, what does Luke De Jong provide to us? And the Barcelona, who can barely pay their wages at the moment because their affordability and their the salary wall that they have, that they can't go over. How are they going to afford Alexis Sanchez? Like, it makes zero sense. And we do probably need a striker, like a target man striker, but Luke De Jong, really? I know he scored 2 goals against us for Sevilla in the Europa League final, and we do seem to have a tendency to sign guys that have scored against us over the years, but it's complete BS. Like, it's one of those rumors. We're coming up to January now. Don't listen to these types of rumors. I mean, egg on my face if it actually happens, but I doubt it. It's just, first of all, it makes zero sense, and second of all, there's too much of a gap between what they earn. Like, I think I'm sure Luke De Jong probably earns not even half of what Alexis earns at Inter. And yeah, like, why would you bring in a guy from La Liga to try and help your Serie A campaign? Like, you try to bring in someone Serie A proven if it's going to be short term. So it makes absolutely zero sense. One of those complete BS rumors, and I don't believe Sport. I don't think they're a great source in general anyway. So ignore these types of rumors, guys. Don't even give them time of day. What does the winter Scudetto patch look like? They should make one. Last season, I remember someone did it on Twitter. They made it as a joke. It was like, I think it was like the Serie A, the Italian, the Italy flag, the patch that normal is, but with the snowflake in the middle of it. It's the winter Scudetto. Serie A is underground. Yeah, of course, you gotta enjoy both. That's the 2 leagues I watch the most, Serie A and in the Premier League. I gotta enjoy both, but I definitely prefer Serie A. Satriano hat-trick incoming. Yeah, this could be a match where we get some more Satriano minutes. We saw him last time round, Satriano, and maybe we see him more now. Sensi for Brozovic. I think the Brozovic one I've given up. I think Brozovic is just never going to be rested in terms of from the first minute. I think I don't think Inzaghi believes any of the players are real Brozovic substitutes, and the only one that we've seen played in that role and is usually midway through a match is Barella. So I just think that Inzaghi doesn't trust anyone else in that role apart from Brozovic. It's crazy. De Jong is on loan. Is De Jong on loan to Barcelona? Then it makes even less sense. Like, how does that even make sense at all? Let me double check that. What's his name? Luke with 2 U's, isn't it? Luke De Jong. Yeah, he's on loan from Sevilla. Like, how does that even make sense then? That makes zero sense. Why? So we would give Sanchez to Barcelona, but Sevilla would give us Luke De Jong. Like, that. Who even made these rumors? Like, the guy didn't even take his time to do any research. Yeah, I am scared, King Abdullah, about the rising cases of COVID. So Gerard says he would start Skriniar, De Vrij, Bastoni, Dumfries, Barella, Brozovic, Hakan, Di Marco instead of Perisic. So yeah, you've got the lineup below, apart from Lautaro for Dzeko and Di Marco for Perisic. Yeah, and I agree with that. I think, as I said, I think I would start Dzeko in this one because he rested 19 minutes fully last time round. So I think he needs some minutes now. I think I want to see the Dzeko Sanchez partnership. That's a partnership that we haven't got to see as much of as the others. We've got to see finally, Correa Lautaro, which I liked. Lautaro Dzeko, it's kind of mixed, and Lautaro Sanchez, which is good, and we know that from the Conte time. But we haven't really got to see Dzeko and Sanchez. So I do want to test out that partnership. So I do want Dzeko to start if Sanchez starts. And yeah, the important thing about this match is getting the 3 points, because asserting our dominance now on the league, asserting the control on the league, because the other teams, this is the potential match day where we can gain points from the other team, because Napoli and Milan are finally playing against each other. This is a match that we've been waiting for a while. The two other best challenges up until now, finally playing against each other. The injury Scudetto, as I like to call it today, like they both got lots of injuries at the moment, but it'll still be a very interesting match to see, see who the real challenger is. And of course, on the other side, Atalanta is playing Roma, so they could potentially drop some points if Jose does us a favor. So I see Milan and Napoli potentially drawing, and if we win, getting a 2-point gap, so it becomes a 3-point gap from Milan, and I think 4 or 5 from Napoli and depending on what Atalanta do. So this is really important that Inter get the 3 points, and then we see what the others do. And I think Inter play before the other two as well. Let me see, because we play tomorrow. Yeah, Lazio and Inter play tomorrow, and then Atalanta Saturday, and then Milan and Napoli on Sunday. So we can put the pressure on them by getting these 3 points early, nicely, and settle down and watch the others. Yeah, Frattesi Maggiore linked with us recently. I watched a lot of Sassuolo. I watched a lot of Sassuolo, not because of the Frattesi rumors. It's a team that I watch in general because there's always interesting players. Under the Zerbi, they were just a nice team to watch. And now even under Dionisi, they're quite a nice team to watch. Their matches are always entertaining because usually they score goals, but they also concede quite a bit. And I watched Lazio Sassuolo, and I watched Frattesi very closely, and I like him. But the thing with Frattesi is I don't want it to be the typical thing that, especially, it happens in Italy, especially when there's Italian footballers, that someone has 6 good months, they have a little bit of an explosion, and that's it. The big clubs are linked with him, and then we don't really see or hear too much of it, or that player just kind of flops because you've not really given him the time to grow at that club first. And we've got a prime example of that with Gagliardini when he was coming up at Atalanta, and he had a good impact initially at Inter as well. But it's just that sometimes you got to let these guys grow a bit before they take the big step. And it is a big step. So I do like Frattesi, and he's definitely looks like a good profile for a vice Barella. I don't think he's ready to take anyone's spot in this Inter team. That's the thing for sure. He gets into the box and he scores goals, which is something that this Inter team lacks in terms of midfielders. And Barella's improving on that, but he still needs to improve on that. And Frattesi's got that natural off the ball ability or knack to just get into the right position, having a good shot, good finishing. Physically, he seems like well built. Like, he's not big, but I've seen him, go into challenges and be coming out 50-50s, winning, decent like ball carrying ability as well. Maggiore's one is also interesting, but he just seems a little bit of a step below. Like, he reminds me of like a Marco Parolo. Remember him? He was at Cesena when he was linked with Inter as well, and then Lazio signed him. I think Maggiore's level is definitely higher than Spezia, but I think just kind of a mid-table Italian team. But if you're bringing this, we're talking about substitutes here. So as a substitute level, that's not too bad. And if they're low cost, low wages, brings the average age down as well. I'm not against these type of signings as long as they are affordable and we can afford them. Which I don't know if that's the case. But I do like Frattesi, but I want to watch him a bit longer. I don't think he should be a January signing for us. I would wait until the end of the season to sign someone like Frattesi and seeing how he develops. Because I've seen over the years, I've been watching Serie A for a while. There's always, people that have great initial bursts, good 5-6 months, and then they kind of disappear after they get linked to all these big clubs, and then you don't really hear about them. So I do want to have a bigger sample size from Frattesi. He's only just come up from Serie B as well last year from Monza. So let's see. And, if he gets called up for the Italian national team as well, you might get to see him on an international basis, see how he fares against, better players. But then you could also say then you've missed the boat. Then the price has gone up. The price of the brick has gone too high. So but I think we've been burned too much in the past, and I think right now, with our very low budget, I don't know if that's where. And first of all, we need to sell. Like, we weren't able to. I know the rumors came out that Inter are going to have a 15 million transfer kitty for January, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen unless we move someone first, like someone like a Vecino, a Gagliardini, a Vidal, someone's wage needs to come out. Something needs to come in first, I think, for something to happen. So I'm not fully believing this 15 million transfer kitty for January, to be honest. Alexis de Jong swap will happen if Alexis keeps crying about minutes and we don't give him much. Yeah, but then again, is he really going to get too many minutes at Barca as well? Ansu Fati, Depay, they play like, I don't really see where he fits into the Barcelona formation as well, to be honest. So, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Perisic, Barella, Brozovic must be rested. I agree. Personally, if it was me, I would try to rest someone. Especially, I think it's Brozovic's turn now for sure. He's the one that's got almost no rest this season. But Inzaghi just doesn't seem to think there's anyone ready to take that spot from Brozovic. No, I would keep Sanchez in January. Sanchez is just, him and Correa, the only type of creative players that we have in this team, really. So I would definitely keep Sanchez and Sanchez in the team. So we shall see. Yeah, don't worry, Rami. You can watch this later on. Sorry, guys, I got distracted. Someone was calling my name, but hopefully they know that I'm on the stream. Who would I get? Oh, Scamacca, Raspadori, and Simeone. Oh, God's sake, Simeone. I like Scamacca. I like Scamacca for a while. He's a profile I like, but I think I'll save this for a video for end of December, January, where we'll talk about transfer and potential transfers. But I like Gerard, I like Scamacca. Yeah, well, technically they're responsible. They're just friends. Football Worldwide, Anthony, Inter Worldwide, those guys there. Football Worldwide, a channel that talks about Serie A, but also Premier League, Ligue 1, La Liga, all the top 5 leagues. So make sure you check them out. Yeah, they just send me the hat because they're friends of the channel. So shouts out to them and Jono. Yeah, as I think I've answered that already. Scamacca for me, him and Raspadori. Yeah, I think, as I said, Frattesi, his scoring ability is what stands out to me. I haven't really looked at his crossing ability because we know if you're going to be the Barella substitute, you need to have that spamming crosses from that half space in the right channel down to a T. But I haven't watched Sassuolo that much on a 90 minutes basis to see what he's like that. But he looks like a good goal scoring midfielder. Oh yeah, I mean, if you know me, you know how much I like Luis Muriel. He's like one of my favorites player in the league, and we were linked with him. And the Conte was there. I was like, under Antonio Conte, no, please no, he's gonna get destroyed. But under Inzaghi, someone like Luis Muriel, my goodness, we would. Oh, this league would not know what hit it if Luis Muriel plays in a 2-striker system with Lautaro next to him or Dzeko next to him, with Barella, Hakan, and Brozovic behind them. This guy is gonna eat, and we are gonna eat some good food if it happens. But I don't see it happening. Atalanta not gonna sell him, and again, we can't afford him. Tommy is also a big Scamacca fan, yeah, and you should be. I think if you guys should try to tune in to Sassuolo, because I think we're gonna sign at least one of those players from Sassuolo, guys, in the summer. It's either Scamacca, Raspadori, or Frattesi. I think Inter are gonna end up signing at least one of those three. I think who will most likely to sign is Raspadori. From the rumors I'm hearing, that Inter really want Raspadori more than the others. Who I would sign over those is Scamacca, but I don't know, I also wouldn't mind Frattesi. But as I said, I want to see a bigger sample size from Frattesi. Yeah, this is a funny question. Why aren't Milan fans comparing Brahim to Hakan anymore? They were loud at the beginning of the season how Brahim is so much superior to Hakan and we don't miss him, but now we're not hearing them so much. But we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the season, we can see what who was right and who was wrong at the end of the season. Scamacca can turn into a monster. They might offer swap for Frattesi. Yeah, we'll see. But who would Sassuolo really want from our team? That's the problem. You're gonna say Gagliardini, but he doesn't fit their style of play. They're a technical team. Vecino doesn't fit. Like who would they actually want from Inter? So it's easy to say that, but then our wages as well. These players usually these teams can't afford the wages. If we can afford it, I say give Limone what he wants. Yeah, of course, if we can afford it, give Limone what he wants. But I think these are the moves that strike me as Auxilio and Marotta moves. So these are like the Stefano Sensi, Bastoni, Barella. Like this, Marotta has this idea of making a core of Italian players until Conte came and changed up the plans, and he says, I want Vidal, Kolarov, Ashley Young, these men here. This is what Marotta's project originally was. So this is more, I would say, the upper management, and then of course Inzaghi's going to have some sort of approval to it. But I don't think Inzaghi's asking for Frattesi. I don't think he's asking for Raspadori. But I think these are the profiles that Inter are looking for right now. And we definitely can't afford Kessie. I mean, it's funny, is that nice to banter about Kessie, but he would be our highest paid player if it's true the salary that he's asking, and we definitely can't afford him. Yeah, no one's gonna pay Alexis Lord Figo, unfortunately, and no one's gonna pay 15 million for Vecino. It's nice to say that we should sell them for that, but there's no one's gonna pay that much for those guys. Alexis will be lucky if someone takes his wages off us on a free, and Vecino 5-6 million or whatever. That we will be lucky to get that. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the truth. But at least Vecino has offers on the table, unlike Gagliardini, which I've said over the years, which says a lot. No Kessie for us. Richard in the house, I'm guessing. Milan fans shutting us down. Yeah. And if he's playing like he is this season, I don't even want him anymore. Why can't we promote our young talents? I mean, this is always a funny question, but are they good enough? That's the thing. Like, look how long it's taken DiMarco. He's needed, he's 23, 24 years old now, and now he's ready. And he's not even ready to be in terms of, the starting at the moment. He's the substitute, quite rightly. Who else is there really? Like Van Huysden now is at Genoa. He's having injury issues. He's looking decent. There's no, apart from Zaniolo, who's the youth player that over the last few years you felt like, oh, I regret selling this guy? There's not. I think sometimes we exaggerate, like the thing about, we should definitely give more chances. In Italy in general, the mentality is different compared to other countries about giving a chance to youth players. But the Inter youth system in general has failed. How many real talents have come out that have been thriving at a high level? There's been decent Serie A levels. We've seen Duncan now at Fiorentina, Benassi. These guys are Rey Manai now back at Spezia. Like, there's been decent talents at Serie A level, but Inter level talent, like elite level talent that can break into the Italian national team or their national team. Not too many. Satriano does look like he has the minerals. He looks like he's got the potential, but he needs more minutes. He should have been loaned out. Poor guy. He should have been loaned out. Yeah, of course, next season it looks like the Onana rumors were quickly shut down. So we'll see. The lineup next season will be very, very interesting. Um, this is like I'm guessing this is your FIFA lineup, Gerald. I mean, there's way too much change in that lineup. And yeah, of course, we got to keep an eye out for Agustin Alvarez and Julian Alvarez from the Uruguayan and the Argentinian. I'll try to make a video on those two as well because they do look very interesting. And yeah, the Kovacic one hurts me the most, man, because Kovacic is still one of my favorite players in world football. I love that guy, and it was a shame that we had to sell him, but he doesn't count as a Primavera talent anyway. What's my take on Super Sensi? Yeah, I mean, you should know if you're on this channel a lot. I love Sensi, and this is probably the match I would give him a chance to start. But you just never know how fit he is, the guy. And it's just hard for me to say now that he should start. Like if Inzaghi feel, or the team, the training staff feel like he doesn't give them the certainties and the assurances that he's going to be fit, then yeah, it's right that he doesn't start. But I would like to see more minutes of Sensi now with the busy schedule coming up. But yeah, guys, I want to finish up now, giving my match preview. Give me your predictions down below quickly before we finish. I'm going for a big scoreline again today. Salernitana. I don't like saying it because you can never know in Serie A, and you can get caught out. But this Salernitana team is so bad. As I said, they don't even know whether they're going to be here next year. Well, they're not going to be here next year by the looks of it, but even next month. You know, they've got a couple of guys like Joel Obi, Inter Youth. Hey, speaking of Inter Youth, Joel Obi, he's playing for these guys. So shouts out to him. But there's not much talent in that team. Vid Belets, their goalkeeper, also Inter Youth. But yeah, Ribery, Simi, like they can't create miracles. I think it's going to be a clean sheet for us. I'm going for a 3-0, 3-0 or 4-0. I'm going to go for victory, as Joseph here. Joseph says 3-0. I think, I think we're probably going to take the foot off the gas once we get to 3-0. Since he's made for TikTok, not for Interside Truth. Yeah, maybe. White Suburban Kid says 4-0. Yeah, that's also looks realistic to me. Emilian says 6-0. It could be bad. If we don't take the foot off the gas, we could be a really bad one. But Salernitana do play terrorist football, like they do defend back quite deep, so it won't be too easy. 3-1 error from Gagliardini as always. Oh, come on, man. He doesn't make goal conceding type of errors. He makes errors all around the pitch, but not usually goal errors that cost the goal too much. But hopefully we don't get to see Gagliardini. But yeah. Thank you for joining, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow for the post-match reactions. Make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, ciao ragazzi. Forza Inter.